Why my X button is stuck? Unless, hold on. Ah! Like, I know I have invincibility on, but I don't want to kind of attempt to play like, oh, what the hell? I want to attempt to play like I don't have it on, which, you know, that doesn't make a lot of sense, I know. We're getting the hang of that, if you say so. Mountain doesn't stand a chance. Stop jinxing it. Get the launch off properly. Oh. How are you supposed to do this normally? So hold on to it and spring. Just have it. Make sure you don't hit the spikes. Jesus Christ. Yeah, farther and farther we get in this game, the more I'm like, hell nah. I ain't doing this. What? Is there a time limit for the strawberry? I don't get how that works. How's this supposed to work? I don't feel like it launches you up very much. I guess it does. Okay. Oh. Okay. That part actually seemed like it would have been really easy to get through. I say that being because I don't think I touched anything that would have caused me to lose health there. That being said, that just happened. Huh. This part, though. That looks like annoying. Looks quite annoying to get through. Or to do that legitimately. How are you feeling? I'm fine. I'm just waiting for something to go wrong. No matter what happens, I'll be right there with you. You know what's really scary? I'm starting to believe you. Why did that just show up? 1,000 meters. That's high. How do you normally get up here? Like this? All for a berry. Oh, what? I can't even get up here to do what you're supposed to do. Just a jump and then... This looks like a pain in the A to do. At least getting to that part, the second little cosmic looking spot there. Ah, fuck it. Send. Nice job back there. Look at you. This positivity over here. You're so supportive. Don't push your luck. One sec, y'all. places you could go here. Ugh. The hell? That felt weird. What's that? I don't know what it is, but I want it. No thanks. No, my friendship. Reset. Why didn't you just go up in the first place? What's the point in going left and right there? Oh, Mr. Oshido is okay. Why? He treated you like garbage. Yeah, he did. Yeah, but I still care about... Why do you care about him? You didn't have to snap at him like you did. I mean, I don't blame her. I mean, you're way too aggressive. Well, you put too much energy into bad people who just end up hurting you. He was kind of an a-hole. Yeah, exactly. Transformed into a monster and he tried to hurt us. Now, yeah, I'm exactly on... Okay. I might still be in that hotel if you hadn't forced the issue. Okay. At least you weren't defending him there. I don't even remember the whole situation. Was it after he was being a dick to us? If it was after, then screw him. Oh, not one of these. Man, screw this. I freaking hate that whole level we did with this. And at this point, I should just put I just put unlimited dash on. Oh, that's just for the strawberry? Screw that. Oh my god, how are you even supposed to get up there? What? I guess you're supposed to ride the box, but still. This looks very unpleasant to try to do. No. No thanks. Damn it. That was a close one. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we'd make it. Maybe you were right. Maybe this is too dangerous. Yeah, it is. No, I was wrong. We can climb this mountain. I've got your back. And I believe in you. It means a lot to me. Oh. I see. Hey Mario fan, how's it going? Going well, I guess. As you can see, I have completely given up on trying to do any of this without assist on. Once I got to the level where pretty much the whole level where you're being pushed against with the wind, I tried that. Like, I gave that a good try. I got maybe a third of the way done, and then I'm like, screw that. I'm putting, what do I have on? Infinite stamina I put on, and I went back and forth with invincibility, but by the end of that level, I was going back and forth with it on and off, but now I'm just like, I'm kind of just ready for it to be over with. So I'm kind of just zooming through with it on. I got this far, I just want to watch the rest of the story. I do not have the time to... Oh, I can speak. I do not have the type of patience to do this game legitimately. At some point in the past, maybe, if I had the time, but I just don't. No, not of this chapter, of the yeah, because I know this part had one of those sections, but no, I'm talking about the chapter that, like, the entire chapter was that. I don't know if it was, like, the third or fourth one. Oh, heck, no. Sad boy, you've had a bad experience with this game, sad boy. You know what, sad boy? I feel like a sad boy when I try to do this without any type of assist on. I was much sad. I mean, credit to anyone that does this with it off. I'm not one of those people. Supposed to get up there, right? Oh, is this just for the strawberry? Oh no, I need that key. Wait a minute. Oh. I don't know how you're supposed to really get up here legitimately, but okay. We're not even on the right side. Shit. As soon as we finish Celeste, we'll be doing our spooky stream, which... Well, spooky game stream, which is going to be for the rest of October, which we will be playing the RE2 remake, followed by the RE3 remake. And after that, play some indie horror-esque games. One of the games I have in mind is a game called Misao. Spelled M-I-S-A-O. I played a game that I think was made by the same developers at one point a long time ago. I'm sad boy. I mean, if there was no assist like, here's the thing. If this game had no assist options, I think I would have been done by the windy stage. Mainly because I hate that mechanic in games in general. The mechanic of just being blown back constantly. If you can even really call that a mechanic. It exists in games, and every game I've ever played it in, it's never been a good experience. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Mario, and I do understand. Like, I get the relief, and like I know that's a big thing that why people play games like this, because it's satisfying to complete. In my opinion, again, this is just my opinion, and of course, people that enjoy games that are insanely difficult and enjoy being, like, you know, once you beat it, you get that good feeling and all. I feel like the anger, I don't know if that's the proper word, because I'm not someone that gets mad at video games, unless it's just bullshit. I don't really get mad at video games, but I feel like the stress and just trying to think of a better word than anger. Just the repetitiveness. I think that's the word. Because you have to do it so many times until you get it perfect. That is just, that's a turnoff to me. If that's, I don't know if that's a good way to phrase it as well. But that does nothing for me. It's like, once I finally beat it, I'm just, in my head, I'm like, okay, well, I don't have to do that again. Like, it does feel good. But at the same time, I'm like, I could be doing something else right now. But again, that's nothing to say that, like, you shouldn't, you know, plenty of people enjoy the type of game, feeling of a game. That's not me. Sad boy, so, what's your experience with this game, sad boy? Have you completed it? Or have you, like, played it and... Because, like, once you have the assist mode, like, all of these on, the only thing I don't have on is, dash assist, and, again, I didn't have invincibility on for a while. Invincibility I was kind of turning on and off throughout the game. But I got to the point where it's just on indefinitely. We're so close, we're gonna make it. Yeah. What's wrong? I'm sorry. A friend of mine told me, and I can definitely, it's very noticeable, that this was a game that originally the gameplay was done first and then the story came after. Like, that's not uncommon, but you could tell that this pretty much this whole game was at a base level this type game, and then the story was added afterwards. I need to learn to trust you. Which again isn't bad, but you know, you kind of have to have a story for the most part if you want to have any type of, at least nowadays, you have to have a story if you want any type of recognition, which this game definitely does. Game has some crazy amount of playship. Is that the word? Playship? People play it. It's not your fault. I try to leave you behind. And I'm not saying the game is bad at all. Well, it's ridiculously difficult. But I'm a little questionable on why this is so popular. Because wasn't this like a nominee for Game of the Year? Like, without assist, okay, let's say this game right now, it came out and remained out without assist mode. There is no way in hell the game would be as favorable as it is, because here's the thing, no one would ever be able to get to the story. Because if you can't beat the game, you can't finish the story unless you watch like a Let's Play of it, you know? Depends on the game. Mechanics. That's understandable, Mario. That's understandable. And honestly, I've been trying to leave you behind my entire life. I'm sorry. I also don't have the mindset to ever, like, speedrun games, so I feel like that's another thing, because, you know, when you speedrun games, you kind of have to do the same thing over and over again. I've attempted to, and I actually kind of have. Sorta. By no means, like, at a professional level. I try to speedrun some old Game Boy games. I tried to speedrun RE4. I never did it on PC, so any of my times are PS2 times. My best time in RE4 is like a 2:52 on PS2. Well, sad boy, the reason for the story is that if you want any type of... Well, you kind of have to have a story, you know? If you don't, then it's more or less kind of just a puzzle game-ish. I was too proud or stubborn or something. The only game that makes sense is Sonic. I wouldn't say that. Sonic, I don't really know what you mean by that. You mean like the original Sonic games? We wasted so much time and energy. Hold on, let me read this. At least we're finally talking about it. Yeah. I'm glad the mountain brought you out. I think we can move past this. If we can climb the mountain together, we can do anything. What if we don't make it? I'll be okay with that. You would? Of course. I'm just glad we're trying. I really need to do this. I'm finally starting to understand why. Let's finish it. It's time attack? I suppose, but I mean, like, any game that has... As long as a game is, like, not linear... Well, it can be linear if we're talking about, like, arcade type of games. But I think any game can be speedrun. Now, there are games... No, the funny thing you said about racing is... While yes, you can speedrun racing games. If we're talking about like best time, all tracks, like individual laps, like individual courses and all that. Like that's not speedrunning, but wait, you're kind of referring to that as also, well, time attack. If we're talking about like best times per level, that's not speedrunning. That's just getting a PB, or that's just essentially trying to get the best time on a level. Because a speedrun requires doing more or less the entire thing, or at least it can be set, like as in like what's the requirements to beat a game. Usually it's once you get to the credits of a game, that's when you beat the game. But I know that, like, if you're talking about, like, individual times for any type of level, that's not considered speedrunning. Again, you can have, like, the best time in, like, let's say, like, Mario Kart 64. Like, the records for the best time of each lap exists, you know? People hold those records. But for a speed run, you would have to have, you know, you would have to beat the entire game on like essentially a CC. Like I'm sure there's a record for the best time in 150 CC. So like no matter how good your time is, really, if you get to Womp's Fortress and you mess up, then the run's dead, pretty much. No matter how good your times are for the first like laps. I know Mario Kart's a little extreme because any game like that is going to be like a fraction of a second difference. Also, any game that you can exploit. like if there's bugs that you can exploit that require precision instead of just, okay, I should rephrase that. Things that require precision to execute, i.e. Like backwards long jumping in Mario 64, things like that, that you have to, you know, spend time practicing that. Yeah, but the thing with Sonic speedruns is that they're not, like, any faster than any other game. Yeah, you go fast, but that doesn't mean you... I mean, like the PB for Sonic the Hedgehog is at 1 minute. There are games that are literally 1 minute to speedrun. Oh yeah, meme categories? Definitely. Burger on the right percent. Oh yeah. Yeah, meme categories are, you know, they're memes. I don't think anyone, for the most part, I don't know if the Hat in Time community is serious about it, but most of the time meme categories aren't taken too seriously. Like, people don't go too much out of their way practicing those categories. I mean, some people might. I know, like, in Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, there's a percent called melon percent, because one of the items that you can find in the wall in that game is a melon. And it's, like, on the complete other side of the castle from where you start at. However, that game, you can clip through a lot of things, but it's, like, precision clipping. It's not easy to do. So you have to do it, like, 20 times perfectly. And when you do, you can get to the room with a melon. That's melon percent. And that's another, it's kind of, you know, it's just like a opinionated thing, but watching like any type of speedruns for, again, racing games or, okay, not even, like I said, they're not, in my opinion, and I think in general they're not considered speedruns, but like per lap times. So say you're playing Mario Kart Wii, and you're trying to go for the best time on a specific lap. From a, like, viewer base, like, if you're trying to show people, if you're, like, streaming that on Twitch, for example, that, in my opinion, is, like, the most boring shit to possibly watch. Because literally all you're doing is trying to get, like, you're not doing anything different, for the most part. One, you're getting lucky based on... Well, actually, if you're doing the times for that, you're not racing against other people. So you don't even have to worry about items in that case. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Oh no! Shit! Probably should have turned invincibility off during that fall. And it's boring in the sense that literally the times for like a lap are within like 100th of a fraction of a second. And you're gonna just like every single video you watch of someone, like, let's say they have the top 100 times for a lap. Not a lap, but a track in Mario Kart. All of those are going to look almost exactly the same. Which is, in that sense, you know, for one, there's no, like, really entertainment for it. Not, at least, not in my opinion. Maybe people like that. But aside from, like, a personal thing, because I know, you know, most speedrunners don't essentially stream anything. A lot of speedrunners just do stuff on their own. But speedrunners often also stream their stuff. And if it's not, like, entertaining, and I know you could probably say, well, you know, let's say a Hat in Time, for example. You say, well, you're just doing the same thing over and over again. Well, yeah, but for one, I'm gonna assume, I'm not knowledgeable on this, I'm assuming that, let's say, like, the top 10 best times in any percent on Hat in Time. You could correct me if I'm wrong on this. I'm gonna assume that not all of those runs look exactly the same as each other. Like, everyone kind of does slightly their own thing. Like, you probably follow the same path. Like, you probably don't do things out of order. But the run is gonna look a bit different. That also, that also comes with how long of a run is. Like, the longer a run is, the more variation you're probably gonna see. Which doesn't really exist, you know, in, like, watching a course being raced in Mario Kart. Because, for one, if you're talking about a free lap course, essentially you're watching the same thing 3 times in a row. Say a course is a minute and a half, if that long. There's not a whole lot of variation in that minute of a half compared to something that's like an hour long or 2 hours long. Come on. Do I have to go over there? Is that like... Yeah, I do. Okay. Oh yeah, I mean, I personally, I mean, I get it, and I've tried it. I don't have the patience for it, and damn it. And more often than not, not saying that you should, like, really do something specific to, I don't, never mind. Ignore what I'm about to say. It's... Hold on. I need to get past this part. Well, I know the Mega Man, for whatever reason, I feel like Mega Man, and there's a bunch of other games that do this, that the fans are like this or whatever. Mega Man speedrun community is one of the more toxic ones that I've come across, and I don't really know why. But, God, I've seen some really just because I was on one of my friends' stream, and they also kind of had that thing happen. Someone was like, for one, someone was like, "What's your PB on this?" And my friend was like, "Well, I've only played this game once," and they were just like shitting on him. I'm like, why? That's another thing. You know, that's another thing, sad boy, is that now not everyone, you know, not everyone thinks this way, because you can apply this to anything. You can apply this to, like, watching a movie, or hell, even just playing a video game multiple times. Is that, for one, I feel like playing something too much drains the enjoyment out of the game to the point where it comes like a task. Not really a task, but it becomes just, oh, I speedrun this game. I like the game, I enjoy the mechanics of the game, but essentially what I do is I just speedrun the game. My enjoyment of the game is now kind of over. Now that's probably not true with a lot of people. You know, a lot of people can probably play a game 100 times and like it. But when it comes to speedrunning, I feel like, for one, you're kind of taking... Again, this is just from like my experience, is that when you speedrun it, you're essentially doing something that you're not normally supposed to do. Especially if you're doing any type of like bug exploits or glitches. Like, a person playing that game for the first time ever is never going to do that, unless by accident. So, you're kind of... I don't know. It's... Because, again, one of the games I tried to speedrun was Simpsons Hit and Run. Because I know that speedrun pretty much by heart. Like, because it's a pretty easy game to speedrun. And I played the game enough already that when I practiced actually doing like speedrun strats, aka not playing the game vanilla, so making use of certain things that a person who doesn't know how the speedrun works would never do, I started just kind of being like, oh my god, this game is just... I don't know. I started to really not like the game. And I feel like the more and more you do it, it's more of just, for one, you're just doing it for the time. But I don't know. But I'm sure there are some people out there, obviously, that can play a game 1,000 times, make use of glitches and bugs, which skip a lot of the game in some cases, and still really love the game. Though I do know people that speedrun games, and they have, like, they're even, like, in the top 5 best times in some of their games, and they hate the game. They're openly just like, I hate this game. I'm only playing it because I'm really good at it, and I've put enough time that I'm really good at it. But you could tell that their enjoyment of the game is just not there. It just doesn't exist anymore. And again, like, I feel like if I were to ever speedrun a game, it would be a game that I don't love. Because I don't want to get to a point where I hate the game. Yeah, anytime something becomes like a task or a job, it's no longer really enjoyment. Unless you're... I mean, you can, like, accept it. Like, if you're talking about, like, an actual job, most people hate their jobs. Most people go into their jobs hating their job. But you can, like, accept it. You can be like, I don't dislike this job. I do it, etc. But the thing with speedrunning is that no one's forcing you to do it. It's something that you kind of do on your own. And what you get out of it's kind of up to you. Like most of most of it should be personal satisfaction. If you're doing it for other people, and by other people I mean if there's like incentive behind it, like if you're doing it because, let's say Twitch for example, if you get really popular on Twitch for playing or speedrunning one game specifically, then it's kind of like, well, yeah, it's hard to explain, and it is definitely a thing that if if you build up your fan base playing or speedrunning a game, and you decide to like switch games, more than likely, if people truly like you, they're not going to leave. They're going to stay and watch you play another game. But a lot of people are also there just to watch you speedrun a game, you know. What's so beautiful? Look at how far we've come. Oh my god, have we reached the peak? Is this it? Have we climbed Celeste? I'm glad I got to see it before I. Well, before I. Oh, right. When we leave the mountain, you won't be able to talk to me anymore. Hold on. At least not like this. Yeah. I know that we need to go home eventually. That's it, guys. I'll read the chat. I can't. My other screen, I have to like turn around to look at it. But I'll be scary to lose this body. You'll still exist, though. You're part of me before we came here. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to depend on you to listen to me. Even if I can't talk to you in person anymore, I just can't go back to how it was before. Before the mountain. Don't worry, I can't go back to that either. I really want us to work together from now on. I believe you. But I'm still nervous. So, now what? Let's enjoy this for a bit. Wait, what? I was kind of joking. Was that really the end of the game? Somebody told me, like, last stream of this, I was like halfway through. There's no way there's no way. I don't think this is the end of the game. Let's see. Oh yeah, everyone could see the other Madeline. Also, she showed up in the photograph, so he has like a corporeal form, by the sounds of it. Two bonus chapters? But this is the end of the base game. Huh. Well then. Um... Now... I don't think any of you have been here for my initial thoughts of up to this point, really. For one, it feels like there should be like another. If we're grading this on a scale of like 0 to 100% on how far into the story I feel like we are, I feel like we're 60% done with the story. If this is really like the end, now you say there's 2 bonus chapters. I'm gonna assume that there's more story, because this feels like there's another 40% of the story left. Let's talk to them and yeah. Welcome back. Madeline, did you make it to the summit? Yeah, we did. It was incredible. Beautiful, isn't it? I didn't think it would be worth it, but it totally was. I should have given you my phone so you could take the ultimate selfie. Oh, this guy. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good evening. What are you doing here? A little bird told me there was to be a party. By bird, positively magical. But I'm unwelcome. I shall take my leave. Yes, leave. Please stay, Mr. Oshido. It's good to see you. You know you tried to kill us last time we saw you? You know, this is the first time I've seen you outside that hotel of yours, Oshido. I'm glad you made it. I thought he was, like, cursed to stay in the hotel indefinitely. Like, I thought he couldn't leave the hotel. I guess not. Madeline here is baking us a pie with all the strawberries she's been collecting. That's what the strawberries are for. Ah, that's wonderful, Miss Madeline. I haven't had strawberry pie since I was a kid. You know, I have some thoughts kind of already raging in my head right now. But I need to see the bonus chapters first. It's gonna be amazing. Don't get your hopes up. She's not much of a baker. In the sense that I hope there's more story. You also said I wasn't a mountain climber. True. Can't promise it will live up to the hype, Theo. But I tried my best. So, how's it taste? Hello. Madeline, I super appreciate you baking for us. But I don't think I can eat this. It's the thought that counts. Wait, why can't... Oh my god, is Theo a ghost? You people just can't appreciate good food. I'll eat it. All my... Well, she can eat it. You don't have to do that. Yeah, it was an empty threat. Oh my god. Look at that time. Almost exact. That's my death counter. I.e. my deaths prior to putting invincibility on. Let's see. One sec. Yeah, never mind. I tried a screenshot, but I think I disabled it by accident somehow. Like, screenshot via Steam. About a year later. Okay, okay. The fact that it didn't continue with what I thought was going to be more story of like what's kind of going on, that's a little meh. Nice to see you again. Here's the cave I told you about on the phone. Follow me. And I am judging it highly based on the amount of praise that the game gets in the sense of what I've heard about the story. I've been kind of just for the most part. But I was holding off to like the end of the game. Like I wanted to see how the rest of the story happens, etc., etc. But if that was like the end of the actual overall climbing Celeste story, for one, it feels like it ended with like another 40% of story left to tell. And it also I don't know. I thought it was going to go somewhere. Because what I've heard about the game and what I see, you know, I always hear people praise the story, I think. I could be thinking of a different game. I don't see it. Like, aside from it not feeling completed, nothing's really warranting that in my head. Like, what's warranting it being so good? She climbed the summit. Full stop, period. You said you wanted to come back and explore deeper. Now that could change if this bonus content here goes into more detail. I don't think it should have took place a year later, but whatever, I digress. Doesn't get any deeper than this. Be careful though. When you get this close to the heart of the mountain, its power will start affecting you differently. Yeah, I already noticed some of that. Good luck in there. I see. Do we fall down? No. Hold on, let me turn that off. Art. Oh, wait a minute. We can't do our, thingamajig? Oh, wait. Our thing's not resetting. We're just blue. What the hell? Did I mess something up? Did I sequence break the game somehow? Oh, okay. There we go. So... this thing's in the way. Wait, our hair's not... What's going on here? Our hair's not going back to pinkish. Now it's red. Okay, it won't budge. Never weigh in. I'm afraid not, dear. You think the mountain's gonna start going easy on you? I guess it doesn't think you're ready. Okay, Celeste Mountain might be weird and magical, but now you're telling me it can think too? It doesn't think like you or me. It's like... Oh, that's a gimmick of the chapter? Okay. Oh, yeah. Like, I can definitely tell that, like... I don't know the best way to phrase it. Because my problem is that I feel like it kind of takes away from games that generally are very, very good and very, very well written. Not saying this is bad, but this is like very base level. Like this type of story's been done a million times before. Like the metaphor of the mountain being something to overcome. That's nothing new. And it's nothing new in a I'm sure it's been done in a million, not a million, but a good amount of other video games. It's been done before. I feel like it just kind of came out, got very popular. I'm assuming it was a game that was played a lot by, well, I would say play a lot, but this game's very, very hard. Like, I think it got a lot of good press, so a lot of people bought it. And again, the fact that you can pretty much just be invincible for the whole game, so no matter how bad you are at it, you can get to the end. I feel like that kind of added to it. Probably my unpopular opinion, and I kind of felt this way halfway through the game. And the fact that the story ended how it ended, it definitely cemented this. Very overrated. Minus like the gameplay. If we're minusing the gameplay, because the gameplay and the story itself really has nothing to do with each other. Like the Meat Boy mechanics and all that, that has nothing to do with the story. It's difficult, yeah, but the gameplay mechanics, nothing. Story, very, very overrated. Nothing new. Seen it a million times. Again, there's not a whole lot of games that... You can make it sound crazy if you want. If we're talking about like a deep story, there's not a lot of games that have like a deep story. Outside of games that are essentially visual novels. Because there's only so much you can do with gameplay, you know? Because you need a lot of cutscenes to tell a deep story. So a game either needs to be super long, like Final Fantasy, or it needs to have a ton of cutscenes, or a ton of dialogue. I know better than to doubt you. How do I convince it I'm ready? Heck am I know. How to trace my steps and pay really... Wait. Really pay attention. I can read. Celeste Mountain, my Amor Tishu. Like, some of my favorite games, like, ever. For one, they either don't really have a story. Or if they have a story, it's, you know, kind of base, but it's either based on really good gameplay, which I would, in my opinion, like, my favorite gameplay games are Spyro, Year of the Dragon, SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom, Simpsons Hit and Run. But they don't really, you know, they don't have like a deep story or anything. But the gameplay is fantastic. I'll put Hat in Time up there as well. Also, any Castlevania game. So Castlevania, the lore of Castlevania is really good. Most of the stories are kind of, you know, a lot of them are kind of rinse and repeat, but also the games. But the gameplays are so good that it warrants kind of, even if it's kind of like you feel like you're playing the same game over and over again for each Castlevania, it's just so satisfying that it's acceptable. The other part of you. Ah. You supposed to show up? Maybe you've grown together. Maybe it's not so easy for the mountain to separate you. And whether she's still with you in some form. I like that theory better. Still wish I could talk to her though. Ah. Well... I wonder if I need to turn this off. I kind of doubt it. Trying to see whatever possible thing we could do here. Car. Wait, access it. No. Can't go up. Ow. Oh. Fuck. Well then. Wait, is there more? Oh, really? Well, why'd they stop the why'd they stop the conversation? Just do the whole thing. Yeah, I spent the summer in Vancouver. We get to spend some quality time together. What's he up to these days? Back in California with his family now. He wants to be around while his sister finishes law school. Sounds pretty intense, but he wants to be there to support her. Seems like a nice young man. Are you done? Been a while, have you been? Oh, same old, same old. In my case, that's pretty old. Not getting any younger, that's for sure. Some days, as keeping the lights on can... What? Keeping the lights on can take all my energy. The mountain still keeps me sharp, though. I'm not ready to give up the ghost anytime soon. I expect no less from you. Take care of yourself. Oh! Oh my god. You know, I read that paragraph like 5 times, and I don't know if I'm just tired or what. So, okay. You have to collect 4 crystal hearts. They can be found in hidden A. Okay, so I have to, like, straight up just go back and go through, like, the main game. And essentially... Well, damn. So, hold on, let me... Yeah, I know there's B-sides and hidden A-sides. What are A-sides? What's the red skull mean? Wait, is this like the... What? Oh. Huh. Why do these numbers not match up? In 166 and then 162? I've only done it once. Ah, Red Skull is B-side deaths. Okay. Uh... So, I'm gonna look those up. Also, while I have this open... For anyone in chat that wants to join the Discord, there you go. Get... Guides. Oh, what? Maybe this will show me? I have to put core. Core. Ah, here we go. So, what? Well, let's go to... Let me here. It doesn't say specifically which part. Like, it does, but it doesn't say which part I should start at. Oh my god, you redeemed everything. Well, damn. I'm just gonna have to... It's not saying specifically where to go, aside from going to a satellite. Oh, well, we're gonna be turning all of this on, because... I'm just trying to get these damn parts. Or hearts, crystal hearts. Assuming not here.